at a White Castle hamburger restaurant. The pair got the chance after winning a radio contest. The couple, who are middle school sweethearts, chose a superhero theme for the wedding. They had that picked up beforehand. In addition to the venue, Jackson and Pugh also got a cake, photographer, flowers, wedding bands, and a DJ. They say while unconventional, the wedding was all they could have hoped for. The guests had a great time as well. But I don't know, White Castle. Where'd you get married? The White Castle. That's our time for now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow. News 3 at 5 starts right now. And right now at 5, the Madison Landmarks Commission is hoping to make State Street an historic district after a building was painted black. We'll have the very latest.
And a homicide investigation is underway in Beaver Dam, and a suspect is in custody. What we know about the suspect and the victim. Plus, area restaurants are struggling to fill their staff. We'll tell you how it's affecting the local dining scene.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 5.
Thanks for staying with News 3 Now. Eric and Susan are off tonight. Following the defacing of an historic downtown building, Madison's Landmark Commission is stepping in. They're considering making State Street a historic district at a meeting at the City County building. And that is where Keely Arthur joins us now live. Keely?
Well, officials say this is absolutely in direct response to what happened last week on the 400 block of State Street, where a building built in the 1800s was painted black. We're talking about the building at 417 State Street. It's not a local landmark or covered by other historic protections, but it is a design district that requires building owners to get approval from the city's Urban Design Commission before making changes. The black paint has since been removed following outrage, but the Landmarks Commission wants to make sure this doesn't happen again to other historic buildings on State. So that is why they are looking into designating the entire street as an historic district.
As a general rule, if it's a historic district or a particularly landmark building, there are certain levels of exterior alterations for which you need a certificate of appropriateness, for which you come to the Landmarks Commission and go through a hearing process. And we frankly grant 98%, but every once in a while it's like, no, you can't paint your building on State Street in Cream City brick black.
No one can really confirm who is responsible for the black paint. The owners, tenants, and painters have all pointed fingers at one another. Now, if the Landmarks Commission decides to move forward on this, they would make an official recommendation to the Common Council, who would then vote this into law. And we'll bring you updates on this decision on News 3 Now at 10.
Keely Arthur reporting for us. Keely, thank you.
Well, court records are revealing more information about the relationship between the Illinois Assistant State's Attorney killed in Dodge County over the weekend and the Beaver Dam suspect arrested. DeKalb, Illinois County records show that Stasia Hollinshead was granted a restraining order against Ulysses Medina Espinosa in 2016. They also show the two were involved in a divorce, and Hollinshead sued Medina Espinosa for child support. The DeKalb County State's Attorney's Office posted on Facebook calling Hollinshead's death the worst possible outcome of domestic violence. Beaver Dam police say they're still investigating the relationship between the two and what led up to the homicide, which happened in a home on East 3rd Street Saturday afternoon.
What we're doing with our district attorneys, he's working with the district attorney in Illinois, and we're trying to make sure that this information that we have received is factual and up to date and current information for proper charges.
And Beaver Dam police say the Sycamore, Illinois Police Department is now assisting with the investigation as well, and Medina Espinosa will likely appear in court within the next couple of days.
And let's get a look at your first alert weather now. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolti is on the backyard weather patio. Hi, Gary.
Hi. A little cool out here today, but really not all that bad. Skies are sunny, and temperatures will show a warming trend over the next couple of days. Visible cloud track right now showing that we have generally clear skies across much of our part of the Midwest. There are some clouds out to the west of us. Those are actually moving toward the southeast, so we should look for clear skies for tonight. Not a drop of rain around Wisconsin, and it looks like we'll stay dry at least least for a couple of more days before a slight chance of a shower tomorrow night into Thursday. Low temperatures this morning, a little on the chilly side. We dropped to 24 here in Madison. A little warmer out to the west. Temperatures stayed around 30 degrees. High temperatures so far today have been in the lower 40s around Madison, mid to upper 40s to our west, but cooler near Lake Michigan. Northeasterly winds there keeping temperatures only in the upper 30s in the Milwaukee area, where right now they're still in the middle 30s, while Madison's still at 43, and temperatures are closer to 50 as you get out toward the La Crosse area. By tomorrow morning, temperatures will be back down into the lower to middle 20s, but we'll see clear skies overnight. Tomorrow we'll see sunny skies and temperatures a few degrees warmer than today. Our high temperature expected to be at 48 degrees. That's your News 3 Now First Alert forecast.
All right, Gary, thank you. A driver who hit a utility pole on Madison's east side Saturday is accused of a fifth offense drunken driving charge. The Madison Police Department said 55-year-old Elliot Jennings hit a utility pole in the 900 block of Fair Oaks Avenue. Officers blocked the street and contacted Madison Gas and Electric. Police say Jennings attempted to walk away from the scene right after the crash, but numerous witnesses pointed him out to arriving officers. Jennings is facing his fifth offense OWI. He was taken to a hospital with a large head cut.
Seniors at Baraboo High School spent today at the Illinois Holocaust Museum as the district works to learn and grow from an incident that brought them attention and threats from across the world. The field trip comes a little more than 4 months after a prom photo appearing to show students giving a Nazi salute went viral online. In the months since, the school district and the community have worked together to learn and grow from that controversy. In addition to today's field trip, the district has also hosted several guest speakers and other events to speak out against hate and bring the community together.
My hope is that these educational opportunities for these kids really are something that they grab hold of and push forward as the school district and the community has intended, and really that the whole community continues to grow.
We asked the Baraboo School District for an interview about the trip. They declined, saying they're focused on serving their students, families, and community as they work to heal and grow.
Restaurants in Madison are struggling to find people to staff them.
Amy Reed joins us now to show us how this nationwide problem is affecting people here.
The food scene in Madison is something a lot of people enjoy, but this issue could get in the way. I went to Madison College to see how one of their programs is training people to hopefully fill in the gap. The perfect cut is a worthy goal for students like Mackenzie Katosa.
I always try not to make them into rectangles, but somehow they always end up rectangular.
While she works to perfect that, teachers are close by to watch, and she likes that a little better than working on the cut in the real world.
I don't get as mad as when we mess up.
But even if she thinks she's not ready, the real world could use her.
If you were to talk to a lot of the chefs and the leaders in the restaurant scene here in Madison, they're all going to tell you there's not enough staffing for them to sustain themselves into continued growth.
Chef Paul Short is the chair for this program. He said he's seen students like these start professional kitchens and then not be able to find other workers to help them out. So much so that it's limiting restaurant growth and even forcing some owners to close.
It's tough. I mean, they want to be successful in this industry, and they really believe that they've got a good product, and they do. But when they can't find somebody that can get into their places to work, it's really tough.
He thinks there's ways to fix that. In Madison, he said there's a lot of creativity with the slicing and dicing, and chefs just need to apply that same creativity to the kinds of jobs and benefits they have. That way, when the young chefs are ready to apply, they'll be ready to take the job and stay. But first, they have some learning to do.
It's called the tournay. I don't know. Tournay, that's the one.
Because this issue is affecting restaurants across the country, there are a lot of minds working on this, and restaurants here in Madison have started increasing salaries and benefits to try and fix it. They just have to find a balance between retaining staff and not passing prices to the customer.
Amy, thank you. A judge says he'll issue a decision on whether to block laws Republicans passed during a lame duck legislative session within 24 hours. 5 unions filed a lawsuit in Dane County in February, arguing the laws violate the separation of powers. Judge Frank Remington heard hours of oral arguments today. At the end of the hearing, he said he'll issue a written decision on whether to order a preliminary injunction blocking the laws or portions of them by the end of business tomorrow. The laws limit Democratic Governor Tony Evers and Attorney General Josh Kaul's powers. Republicans passed the statutes in December, just weeks before Evers and Kaul took office.
Wisconsin Attorney General Josh Kaul is joining a multi-state investigation into 3 opioid distributors that began in 2017 as a nationwide overdose crisis continues to claim thousands of lives. Kaul announced today that the Wisconsin Department of Justice would join the probe that's looking into the distribution practices of Amerisource Bergen, Cardinal Health, and McKesson. Kaul's office says they control about 90% of the country's opioid supply. The multi-state investigation into marketing and sales practices seeks to find out whether the industry's own actions worsened the epidemic.
By joining together with multiple states, we are able to pool our resources and hopefully be able to work together to investigate, in this case, the distributors.
Drug distributors and manufacturers have pledged to help solve the crisis.
Tonight, Madison's Planning Commission will decide whether a developer can demolish 2 structures on East Washington Avenue to build an 11-story office building.
This is just the latest redevelopment in that area of the city's downtown. Amanda Quintana is here with what this means for East Wash.
Yes, well, this project has been a long time coming. Well-known local developer Kurt Brink bought that land in 2002, but East Wash has changed a lot since then. His plan is to build a more than 200,000 square foot office space with 11 stories, almost 700 parking stalls, and almost 1 acre green roof, and a daycare center right next to Hotel Indigo, a building that he's currently restoring, which should be ready in the next month.
It's really nice, this whole area as it's developed up through the years. There's a lot of nice entertainment. The Sylvia's open. Bree Stevens, which is right across the street, has a lot of activities and it's fun. And then we just got Waitman Street a block away with all their great restaurants.
Tonight, he will figure out if it's approved by the Plan Commission. He says if all goes well, demolition would start around July 1st, and the building would take about a year and a half to build. Now at 6, we will hear from someone who works in the area and another person who lives there. Some of their concerns involve traffic, construction, and pushing out some of those lower income families. I know the man that I talked to said he thinks that people just won't be able to afford to live there anymore.
All right, Amanda, thank you.
Well, if you've ever had a question about a scam call, or maybe you're arguing with your phone company over a bill you think they messed up, there's a chance tonight to talk to our Call for Action volunteers and see if they can help.
They are holding a special evening hours to take your questions and get you some answers. Our Leah Lynchite is here to walk us through what they can help with. Hi, Leah.
Good afternoon. So I've been lucky to work with these folks, our Call for Action volunteers, for about 3 years now. And in that time, we've helped a woman get $2,000 back from an airline that canceled her flight for no reason. We've helped a man get $20,000 back in tuition when his college canceled this program. We've warned people about suspicious dating apps and internet companies who aren't living up to their promises. If those sound like any kind of problem that you're dealing with, these are the folks you want to talk to. They're here late tonight from 5 until 7 to take your calls, listen to the problems you're having, and mediate on your behalf with the company to get your money back or find another solution. Now, this is special because these folks normally are only here during lunchtime hours. So if this is the first time you're hearing about our Call for Action program, write down this number. It's 608-270-2833. You can call them right now. They're taking your calls right now until 7 tonight. Talk with one of them. See what we can do for you. Again, that's 608-270-2833. We love sharing success stories here on News 3 Now, and we would love for you to be one of them. So give us a call.
I'm sure you'll get more after tonight, Leah.
Yes, I'm hoping so.
Great opportunity.
Thank you.
The NFL will be opening their 100th game of the year with one of the oldest rivals in sports. The Packers and Bears will meet up in the season opener at Soldier Field on Thursday, September 5th. Kickoff will happen at 7:20 p.m. It'll be the 199th game in the Packers and Bears rivalry. Green Bay currently leads the series with 97 wins, 95 losses, and 6 ties. Only that would be better if they played at Lambeau.
Yes, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
Well, there's more to come on News 3 Now at 5. Up next, Trump critic and attorney Michael Avenatti has been arrested. We'll tell you why.
And President Trump has more to say about the Mueller report. We'll have the very latest from the White House.
And on Wall Street, the Dow up 15 points. The NASDAQ, however, lost 5, and the S&P 500 also down 2. We'll be right back. The attorney, best known for representing porn star Stormy Daniels in lawsuits against President Trump, was arrested today.
Michael Avenatti is facing multiple federal charges. In California, Avenatti faces federal bank and wire fraud charges. U.S. attorneys say he embezzled $1.6 million of a client's settlement money to pay his own expenses and debt. In New York, Avenatti faces federal extortion charges. U.S. attorneys say in meetings that took place just last week, Avenatti threatened Nike and demanded more than $20 million in payments. They say Avenatti claimed to have evidence of Nike employees funneling illegal payments to top high school basketball prospects and their families.
A suit and tie doesn't mask the fact that at its core, this was an old-fashioned shakedown.
Avenatti could face up to 50 years in prison if convicted on wire and bank fraud charges.
Sources tell CBS News that Special Counsel Robert Mueller told the Attorney General and his deputy 3 weeks ago that he could not reach a conclusion of obstruction of justice. Special Counsel Mueller delivered his report into possible Russian collusion during the 2016 presidential election to Attorney General William Barr on Friday. Yesterday, Barr sent a 4-page summary to Congress. The summary stated several times there was no evidence of collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia. President Trump expressed relief that the Mueller investigation is over.
It was a false narrative. It was a terrible thing. We can never let this happen to another president again.
The majority of the American people want the Mueller report to be made public. I'm especially interested in those aspects of his report that go to whether or not there was an obstruction of justice.
The president said today it wouldn't bother him at all if the full Mueller report were released.
Let's get a look at your first alert forecast. Here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolti with that. Hi, Gary.
Hi, beautiful day today. A little on the chilly side, but we had plenty of sunshine. You can see visible cloud track, very little in the way of cloudiness here. Nearest clouds have been in Iowa, and they're moving almost straight south, and even those clouds have cleared out, so we should be looking for clear skies tonight. It'll lead to a chilly night, but then those temperatures should warm up during the day tomorrow. On Doppler track, not a drop of precipitation around, and in fact, all of the upper Midwest right now free of precipitation, which is good news. Snow depth continues to shrink, although there still is some snow on the ground in far northern Wisconsin, much of the UP of Michigan, about the northern half of Minnesota, into parts of North and South Dakota. But even that area is shrinking. We'll just have to keep watching, and hopefully that snow melt will not be accompanied by a lot of rain. And if we take a look at the future track computer model forecast, this is from the European computer model, beginning at midnight early Thursday morning, we are expecting some precipitation Wednesday night and Thursday, some light showers, but more persistent rain on Friday could accumulate maybe around an inch here in Madison. The heavier amounts of rain would be down to the south and lighter amounts up to the north, and that's where the snow melt is. So that is good news. The areas farther to the south are more likely to be able to take a little more rain because there's, of course, no snow on the ground there, and they're mainly just concerned with the water that continues to funnel southward through the rivers. Live view from the Queen Bee Radio Skycam in Platteville, clear there. The WISC Skycam looking out toward the west shows plenty of sunshine, and the Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison showing a sunny downtown area. As we check out the almanac for today, our low temperature this morning here in Madison started out at 24 degrees, the high temperature 43, so just a little bit below the averages of 47 and 28. Right now we're at 43, skies are mostly sunny, winds are out of the northeast at 7 miles per hour, but the air is pretty dry. Dew point temperatures at 20. I'm expecting low temperatures to drop into the lower 20s by early tomorrow morning. On weather track, you can see our next weather system gathering some strength in the Pacific Northwest. It's taking a little more northerly path. Notice the jet stream. It used to be down here through the southern part of the United States. Now it's moving farther to the north. And that's a sign the atmosphere is starting to finally warm up, and that's bringing these systems in at a latitude where we see mainly rain here and maybe just a little snow mixed in at times, but nothing that should accumulate. As we zoom into our part of the Midwest, you can see high pressure is located just to our north. We have a light northeasterly breeze, and that high will move almost directly overhead for tonight, giving us light winds and clear skies. Here comes that weather maker out to the west. That will be in here with a next chance of showers late tomorrow night, or late Wednesday night into Thursday. Temperatures right now 30s and 40s here, but notice to the south there are some 50s that are showing up, and on future track you can see skies staying sunny for tomorrow, maybe a couple of clouds tomorrow night into Wednesday, otherwise still plenty of sunshine, and notice those winds out of the south. That'll boost temperatures on Wednesday up into the middle 50s to lower 60s across much of southern Wisconsin, with our next chance of precipitation holding off until later Wednesday night. Look for mostly clear skies for tonight, low temperature dropping to 22 degrees by morning. For tomorrow, we'll see sunny skies and A few degrees warmer than today, high temperature topping out at a pleasant 48. Future track, again, those light winds tonight allowing temperatures to drop into the lower 20s with the clear skies. High temperatures tomorrow, a couple degrees warmer in the upper 40s, those winds starting to pick up out of the south. Tomorrow night, we only drop to around 30 degrees, and then on Wednesday, look for those stronger southerly winds to bring temperatures up into the middle 50s to the lower 60s. The 7 to 10 day forecast, we'll see a chance of a shower Wednesday night into Thursday, a better chance of rain on Friday that can mix with snow Friday night, and then end on Saturday. And then after that, we'll see another warm up next week with some shower and thunderstorm chances by the end of next week. As we take a look at first alert traffic, actually a pretty quiet day out there. This is the live view from the DOT camera at the Beltline in Park Street, and you can see traffic moving very steadily in both directions. Not seeing much in the way of delays at all. Maybe a little bit of a slowdown approaching Monona Drive on the eastbound Beltline, and a little delay around Verona Road. Otherwise, right now, 16-minute commute eastbound on the Beltline from University Avenue to the interstate. 15 minutes back in the westbound direction. That's pretty nice for us for a Monday afternoon. 26 minutes down to Janesville on I-3990 from the Beltline. 16 minutes out to Sauk City on US 12, and 16 minutes to Sun Prairie from downtown on East Washington Avenue and US 151. That's your News 3 Now First Alert Traffic.
Gary, thank you.
Apple's latest announcement wasn't a new phone, but rather something you can watch on it. We'll have a look at the tech giant's new streaming service after a short break. Well, Apple is out with a new product, but it's not a device.
The tech giant is getting in the TV business. Chris Martinez explains.
Apple TV Plus.
Apple CEO Tim Cook revealed his company's move into a streaming service with help from some of the top names in Hollywood. Steven Spielberg and Oprah will be producing content for Apple TV Plus.
Hello, am I late?
Actors Steve Carell, Jennifer Aniston, and Reese Witherspoon will be in a new creation called The Morning Show.
We can't wait to show all of you what we have been cooking up.
Apple TV Plus will be available this fall and joins a crowded field of streaming services, all vying for viewers. Disney, which recently merged with 21st Century Fox and owns the Marvel and Star Wars franchises, is expected to start its own service soon.
How many people are going to be willing to add another streaming service?
CNET's Scott Stein says that presents a challenge for the tech giant.
TV feels so fragmented. Apple's going to have a lot of work cut out for it.
But Apple has one advantage over the competition. There are more than 1.4 billion Apple devices in use around the world. Each one of those owners is a potential customer. Those people may also be interested in the new Apple News Plus service.
This is going to take Apple News to a whole new level.
For $9.99 a month, users get access to over 300 magazines, and you can now pay for it with the new Apple credit card. Payments can be made with a titanium card or through the phone and offers a cashback incentive. And Apple hopes all these new services will boost its bottom line. Chris Martinez, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Apple has yet to announce a price for the new Apple TV Plus service.
And we'll have another check of the weather when we come back.
Get And here's Gary for one final check of your forecast.
Lots of sunshine. We need more of that in the forecast. The temperatures right now pretty comfortable. We're 43 right now. A little colder than like Michigan. It's that time of year, but elsewhere temperatures are generally in the 40s. Look for high temperatures to be in the upper 40s for tomorrow, around 60 on Wednesday with brisk southerly winds, and then maybe a slight chance of a shower Wednesday night into Thursday. Rain Friday, mixing with snow Friday night into Saturday, then quiet for much of next week with another warming trend, bringing us up back close to 60 by the end of the week.
It's almost April. All right, that's our time for now. We'll see you back here at 6. Thanks for watching.